Hello, Yugioh players, and welcome to Yugioh and Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJB0. Yes, I did make the last 3 videos all in the same day. In case you were wondering about my having the same blue shirt and hairstyle the entire time. Anyway, so today I want to begin the video series that I promised you guys about using the basic principles of economics to improve our Yu-Gi-Oh theories. So today we go with the first principle, and this is the most important principle of economics because it drives the entire thing. And it's also a very important principle to Yu-Gi-Oh because it's basically how we play the game and how we win. And a lot of players don't understand how important this principle is to Yu-Gi-Oh! And that is that we make decisions because resources are scarce. Now in economics, this means that when a person makes a purchase, or when a person chooses to invest their time and resources in trying to start a business, they only have a set number of resources to work with. There's always some degree of scarcity to resources, and that's always going to be true, no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are. You'll always have a certain amount of resources. Like, think about it. Even if your only resources is time, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you only have 7 days in a week, and etc., etc. You only have a certain amount of time. This also applies to Yu-Gi-Oh! So first of all, making decisions because resources are scarce in-game. Now this is actually the really important part. I can talk about in your binder and in trades and stuff like that, but that's just basic economics that you can kind of work out for yourself. But in the game, people make decisions with the cards that they have because they only have a set number of resources. Can you imagine if in the game you had basically access to your entire deck? Then the game would basically not be played. But since you have that certain number of resources, players make decisions because they only have that number of resources. And you can use that to your advantage, actually. So if you know that your opponent only has 5 cards, no matter what deck they're playing, they only have 5 potential resources in their hand. And knowing which of those resources are possible for them to have, based on meta calls and your knowledge of what decks run what, you also know that if they use one of a card, they only have a certain number of that particular card left in their deck. So if they use a Mirror Force on you, you know that they only have 1 Mirror Force left. They make decisions because resources are scarce. So if you can make your opponent make the wrong decision about how to use a scarce resource like a torrential, you can be in a really good position because now they don't have a mass field clear available to stop your plays as opposed to using Mirror Force just to respond to plays after you've made them. So in-game, people make decisions because resources are scarce, and if you make them make the wrong decision, this goes back to my video about mind games and giving your opponent the chance to make a mistake, then you are in a very good position. And if you can make the decision to not use up your resources unless you absolutely need to, well, that's basically how you improve as a player. Better players are people who know how to use their resources better. So that's how the first principle of economics applies to Yu-Gi-Oh! Theory. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, let me know why in the comment section below. And then, of course, subscribe for more decks discussion, analysis, and general Yu-Gi-Oh! Shenanigans. Meanwhile, thank you guys for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! and Business Casual. I'm your host, the RJB0, and I got a jet. See you guys.